Hola, ¿qué tal están? I am Dr. Lourdes. If you're watching this video, it's because you're probably interested in learning how to engage more Hispanic parents in their children's education and to improve the learning outcomes of your Hispanic student population. Hispanic is a term used to identify a wide range of ethnicities, races, and nationalities that have Spanish as their primary language. Hispanics are profoundly diverse, not only in country of origin, country of birth, nationality, citizenship, but also in primary language skills, prior educational experiences, and socioeconomic and immigration status. Worldwide, Chinese is the most widely spoken language in the world, then English, with Spanish as a close third. Few people are aware that the United States has the second largest Spanish-speaking community in the world, second only to Mexico. There are three general but very important characteristics that describe the Hispanic culture. First, Hispanics are people who deeply value family. The family is perceived by Hispanics not only as the transmitter of the culture, but also as the vehicle for achieving individual and family goals. Hispanics simply stick together. Second, Hispanic has a very strong work ethic. They believe in hard work and appreciate the ability to provide for their families. A very common saying among Hispanic is, tienes que echarle ganas al trabajo, which means you have to put great effort into work. Most Hispanics immigrate to the United States determined to work as hard as they can to improve the quality of their lives. Third, Hispanic embrace and hold on to their faith. Their goals and aspirations are subject to God's will. And it is arrogant to think that goals can be achieved without some kind of higher power or divine intervention. One very unpopular expression in the Hispanic culture is, si Dios quiere, which means if it's God's will. Another is, ay Dios mío, which means, oh my God. We all know that the United States is a nation of immigrants. But I believe that the Hispanic immigration is different from any other immigration in the history of the United States. One difference is their percentage of the USA population. Hispanics are currently the largest immigration group and continues to grow in an exponential manner. According to the United States Census, Hispanics grew from almost 15 million in 1980s to more than 50 million in our decade. They now make up 16.3% of the total population of the United States. The Hispanic population has also accounted for 56% of the nation's growth from year 2000 to year 2010. If this growth pattern continues, we will have more than 100 million Hispanics by year 2050. You and I know that. That is a lot of people. Another difference is that Hispanics come from many different countries. Italian immigrants came from Italy, and the Irish immigrants came from Ireland. However, Hispanic immigrants come from more than 20 nations in Latin America, stretching from the northern border towns of Mexico to the southernmost tip of Argentina. We must not forget that there are millions who, like me, come from the Caribbean, including Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic. Another difference with the Hispanic immigration is that many previous immigrant groups came during the agricultural age or the industrial age. Their motivation, determination, and hard work ethic opened doors to a quality life here in the United States. In contrast, the current Hispanic immigration windfall is happening in the information age. In these times, motivation and a strong work ethic do not necessarily lead to a quality life. In the information age, it is a quality education that provides the gateway to a quality life. The challenge for Hispanics is that a quality education requires mastery in academic English. Technology plays a powerful role with some Hispanic immigrants. It may diminish Hispanics' perceived need or desire to join the mainstream culture. As you might know, previous immigration groups had to fully leave behind the lives they had in their native countries to embrace a future here in the United States. Mainstreaming or joining the melting pot was a matter of survival in American culture. Their native countries were too far away. Visiting was too expensive, and staying in touch with their relatives' communities was not feasible. Today, Hispanic who immigrates live a different reality. Flying is not that expensive, and the airlines have significantly shortened the traveling time. So many Hispanics can visit their native countries on a regular basis. Technology has also allowed Hispanics to stay in touch with their relatives and friends back in their countries or here in the United States. They communicate by phone, email, text, and Skype. Additionally, our culture supports the maintenance of their native language and culture. They consume Hispanic media such as radio and TV. They utilize Spanish internet services such as using Google in Spanish. Technology helps provide the emotional and social support that is needed to maintain their culture for those who can use it. It is not necessary to forsake the language and culture they have left behind. Hispanics have enough numbers and enough technology to create real-world or digital communities here in the United States and around the world. They can live their entire lives somewhat separated from the mainstream American culture. Many previous immigrants face negative reactions from the mainstream culture. It is also true with Hispanics, but for some different reasons. I have personally experienced the negative stigma associated with the term Hispanic. Why? One reason is that Hispanics are overrepresented among people who live in poverty and participate in antisocial behaviors. There's not a day that passes by without some form of bad news or negative report related to Hispanics. There are also strong anti-immigration sentiments across the nation, and the term Hispanic is associated with illegal immigrants. Our current national financial crisis amplifies this because Hispanics are perceived as more of a burden on society rather than people who will have strengthened our nation. A negative perception of Hispanic is intensified because they are doing poorly academically. Hispanic youth are the most undereducated major segment of the population. In every national and state standardized test, Hispanic students' scores lag behind their white and Asian peers in mathematics, reading, and science. Today, Hispanics have the highest dropout rate. Only 57% of Hispanic students graduate from high school, and barely 10% earn a college degree. All of this definitely affects their employability. Because of the size of this population, the lack of academic achievement also has a wide-reaching effect on the country. It weakens the nations in the world market. My personal experience as an immigrant, parent, teacher, administrator, and consultant, added to the voices of hundreds of Hispanic students across the nation, helped me identify 10 competencies that parents must demonstrate to better support their children's education. I assure you that the 10 competencies presented in this book will provide you with the framework you need to establish a successful Hispanic Parental Involvement program at your school site. God bless you all, and God bless America.